Have you ever walked into an electronics store, stood in front of a dazzling wall of TVs and wondered, they all say 4K, HDR, smart, so what's the real difference? Prices can range from a few hundred to thousands of dollars, but the harsh truth is not every brand is worth your money. Some TVs can turn your living room into a home theater, while others are just overpriced light boxes that break quickly and leave you disappointed. In this video, we'll break it down for you. The 10 most popular TV brands, ranked from the ones to avoid to the top picks worth every penny. Like and subscribe if this video was helpful to you. 10. Toshiba. Many of us probably remember a time, over a decade ago, when having a Toshiba TV in your living room was something to be proud of. The brand was synonymous with durability, solid picture quality, and the peace of mind that came with your purchase. But as we step into 2025, Toshiba seems to be little more than a nostalgic name, no longer holding the prestige it once had. Today, Toshiba TVs are mainly found on store shelves thanks to their partnership with Amazon's Fire TV platform. From a user experience standpoint, this can be a plus. Apps launch quickly, the interface is familiar, and syncing with Prime Video or Alexa is convenient. If you're already immersed in Amazon's ecosystem, a Toshiba TV feels like it fits seamlessly into your daily routine. Gamers, in particular, might be impressed by its low input lag, which makes controls smoother than many other budget models. But that's about where the positives end. Beneath the slick software, the hardware falls short. The panel is only average, with brightness levels that don't deliver a truly eye-catching HDR experience. Colors lack depth, dark scenes often look muddy, and bright scenes can get washed out, losing detail. Those hoping for a bit of that old Toshiba quality, durability, and reliability are quickly let down. Many users report issues like dead pixels or annoying color tinting after just a few months. What's even more disappointing is the after-sales service, which is often unhelpful. When screens develop issues, most customers are told to restart or reset the TV. But seriously, who spends thousands to get a fix that sounds like a temporary workaround? Toshiba seems to be clinging to its name by leaning on Fire TV, but it lacks investment in core quality. Consumers can't keep being swayed by a familiar logo if the actual experience is underwhelming. If you're looking for a durable, high-performing TV to last for years, Toshiba in its current state struggles to deliver. 9. JVC. When you hear JVC, you might think of their legendary camcorders or audio systems that once dominated the market. But when it comes to TVs, JVC feels like a forgotten child. What's notable is that JVC TVs today aren't consistent. You might find a JVC model at Walmart with one set of specs, then see a completely different one online. The operating system varies by market. Some have Android TV, others use Roku, and some even come with a clunky proprietary interface. This makes buying a JVC feel like playing the lottery. You're never sure if the JVC you're getting matches what someone else has. In terms of display, JVC sits in the middle of the pack. The picture is bright enough for daytime viewing, and colors are decent, but don't expect advanced tech like Dolby Vision, HDR10+, or Mini LED. In dark scenes, the screen often looks muddy with lost details, while bright scenes can be harsh, causing eye strain over time. The sound quality is also just there, far from delivering a cinematic experience in your living room. JVC isn't the absolute worst choice, but in today's competitive market, not standing out means easily overlooked. You might consider a JVC if you find a great deal and only need it for a secondary bedroom to casually watch the news. 8. Insignia. Insignia sounds tempting. It's Best Buy's in-house brand, often priced much lower than Samsung, Sony, or LG. You walk into a store and see a 50-inch TV for around $300, loaded with Amazon's Fire TV, Netflix, YouTube, and more. Sounds like a steal, right? But in reality, Insignia is like fast food, convenient and cheap at first, but it leaves you with more regret than satisfaction. The first major drawback is picture quality. Insignia only supports basic HDR10, not Dolby Vision, which is now the standard for high-quality movies. When you compare an Insignia to a mid-range TCL or Hisense, the difference is stark. Insignia's colors are flat and washed out, with low brightness that makes the screen look dull, especially in well-lit rooms. Another big issue is the lack of local dimming, a technology that enhances contrast and sharpness in dark scenes. Without it, dark scenes on an Insignia often look like a blurry gray mess. Watching action or horror movies in a dark room. Instead of thrilling, it's just frustrating. Durability is another sad story. Many users report on forums that after just a year, the remote stops working reliably, apps freeze constantly, or the screen goes completely black and won't turn back on. Warranty and repair services aren't much help either, often costing more money with no lasting fix. Sure, Insignia might work for some cases, like a secondary bedroom TV for occasional use or for kids to watch cartoons. But for the same price, TCL or Hisense offers twice the experience, both in picture quality and longevity. 7. Panasonic. If you were a tech enthusiast over a decade ago, the name Panasonic likely brings back fond memories. They were once a giant in the consumer electronics world, renowned for their plasma TVs with true-to-life colors and incredible durability. But as we move into 2025, Panasonic has all but vanished from the North American market, leaving a void that many tech fans still mourn. In reality, Panasonic still produces TVs and remains highly regarded in markets like Europe, Japan, and Australia. Their OLED models impress with natural colors, smooth motion, and pixel-perfect image reproduction. Some even come with Dolby Atmos and DTS-X audio, turning your living room into a mini theater. On paper, Panasonic still has the vibe of a premium brand, but in the US, it's a different story. The number of models available is so limited it's almost rare to find one. This scarcity has caused the brand to fade into obscurity. If you want a Panasonic, you often have to import one or pay a much higher price than competitors in the same segment. The problem is that the sky-high price doesn't come with a complete ecosystem. Popular apps like HBO Max or Hulu are sometimes unsupported. Software updates are slow, and after-sales service in the US is practically non-existent. Some people have spent thousands to import a Panasonic OLED, only to find the experience lacking. The picture is stunning, but the app library is limited, and there's no support when issues arise. This creates a paradox. Panasonic makes high-quality TVs but fails to deliver a complete experience in key markets like the US. With so many options from LG, Sony, Samsung, TCL, or Hisense, it's hard for Panasonic to regain its footing. If you're looking for a TV worth investing in during 2025, Panasonic might tempt you with its picture quality. But the inconveniences that come with it mean you'll need to think carefully before spending your money. Say, Vizio. Over a decade ago, mentioning Vizio meant talking about the ultimate bang-for-your-buck TV. They made giants like Samsung and Sony nervous by offering sharp visuals and large screens at half the price. Back then, many proudly boasted, "I got a Vizio for cheap, and it's just as good as the high-end brands." But that glory has faded. By 2025, Vizio feels like a veteran athlete who can't keep up with the pace of the race. When they work well, Vizio's OLED and QLED models can still deliver vibrant colors, good contrast, and large screens for the price. But the catch is in that you don't always get that full experience. The most glaring weakness is the software. Vizio's SmartCast platform is marketed as a modern ecosystem, but it frustrates users in practice. The menu responds slowly. Apps often freeze or crash, and updates sometimes break features that were working fine before. That's not all. The hardware quality no longer inspires confidence. Many users report that after a few months, the remote starts lagging, the screen shows color tinting, or annoying dead pixels appear. Vizio's customer service isn't known for being helpful, which only adds to the disappointment. Today, when compared to TCL or Hisense, brands rising fast with affordable prices and newer tech, Vizio's great value advantage has nearly vanished. Consumers have plenty of cheaper, better options, so there's less reason to stick with Vizio. To be fair, Vizio isn't outright terrible. If you find one at a steep discount and just need a big screen for news or sports, it can do the job. But if you're expecting a reliable, long-lasting TV with minimal hassles, Vizio in 2025 is no longer the hero it once was. If you're nodding along, hit the like button on this video. 5. TCL. A few years ago, if you walked into an electronics store and saw the TCL logo, you'd probably walk right past it. But by 2025, the tables have turned completely. TCL is no longer just a cheap Chinese brand. It's now a contender that has Samsung, LG, and Sony looking over their shoulders. They're like an unknown band that suddenly becomes a stage superstar, leaving everyone asking, how did TCL rise so fast? TCL's biggest strength is bringing high-end tech to mid-range prices. Remember the 6 Series launch in 2018? That was a game changer. For the first time, everyday consumers could own a TV with QLED, Mini LED, and Dolby Vision support without selling their car. However, TCL isn't perfect. The most noticeable flaw is inconsistent build quality. Some buyers get a 6 Series model, unbox it, and see a vibrant, gorgeous display. Others end up with a unit that has dead pixels, light bleed around the edges, or an uneven panel. On the software side, TCL shines. Most models use Roku TV or Google TV, both familiar, user-friendly platforms with a rich app library. The experience is smooth and intuitive, without the excessive ads you'd find on some other brands. For anyone who hates clunky interfaces, TCL is a breath of fresh air. The key is that when you factor in the price, TCL's flaws are easy to overlook. You can spend $700 on a TCL that delivers 90% of the experience of a $1,200 premium TV. For many households, that price difference seals the deal. If you're looking for a balance of picture quality, smart features, and reasonable cost, TCL is definitely a brand to consider. 4. Hisense. A few years ago, if you asked someone about Hisense, you'd likely get a puzzled look. What brand is that? But by 2025, Hisense has quietly climbed to the top of the value-for-money TV segment, becoming a rival that even giants like Samsung, LG, and Sony take seriously. They're no longer the underdog tucked away in a corner of the store. Hisense has emerged as a smart choice for savvy consumers. The biggest strength of Hisense is its bold investment in high-end technology, offered at prices that many average households can afford. ULED, Mini LED, vibrant panels, wide color gamuts, and Dolby Vision support. These features were once exclusive to premium TVs. Now, they're found in Hisense models at prices so reasonable, you'll double-check the tag to make sure you're not mistaken. But don't get too starry-eyed. Hisense isn't perfect. The most common complaints center on sound quality and durability. Many models have built-in speakers that sound thin. Watching a blockbuster movie feels flat without enough audio punch, often requiring a separate soundbar for a complete experience. Additionally, the TV's frame can feel flimsy and easily scratched if you have curious kids or playful pets at home. Some buyers shrug and say, "You get great visuals, but you'll need to invest in sound." Still, when you weigh the pros and cons, Hisense offers impressive value. Users often share that for half the price of an LG OLED, they still get sharp visuals, deep blacks, and smooth motion. Add a decent soundbar, and suddenly your living room transforms into a mini theater at a fraction of the cost. If you're looking for a TV to enjoy movies, gaming, or simply elevate your living space on a budget, Hisense is a name you should definitely consider. 3. Sony. Mention Sony, and you're talking about a refined visual experience. So good that you might watch a soccer match or a cinematic film and say, "This is why I bought a TV." Sony's strength lies in its image processing technology. While many brands focus on boosting brightness or piling on extra features, Sony prioritizes true-to-life colors and motion. Soccer games, action movies, or fast-paced games look smooth, with no blur or ghosting. That's why PS5 gamers often gravitate toward Sony TVs. The combination of console hardware and unmatched image processing is nearly unrivaled. However, this premium quality comes with a steep price. You'd be hard-pressed to find a Sony TV under $1,000 in larger sizes, and their latest OLED or Mini LED models can easily surpass $2,000. The catch? That price doesn't guarantee top-tier sound. Sony focuses so heavily on visuals that audio often feels just decent. As a result, many buyers end up spending a few hundred more on a soundbar to complete the entertainment setup. Also, Sony's smart interface, built on Google TV, is smooth, but not much different from TCL or Hisense, which cost far less. This can leave buyers feeling like they're paying an extra $1,000 just for better visuals, a choice that requires careful thought. Still, it's hard to deny that once you experience a Sony TV, it's tough to go back to other brands. Every pixel, every movement feels meticulously crafted, true to the Japanese ethos of precision. Sony doesn't rely on gimmicks to sell its image. They prove that if you're a movie buff, a gaming enthusiast, or simply refuse to settle for good enough, Sony is the answer. 2. Samsung. Walk into any electronics store and you'll spot a Samsung wall glowing like a Las Vegas light show. This brand doesn't just sell TVs, they sell a sense of modernity and futurism. And let's be honest, in 2025, Samsung remains a leader with dazzling displays, blazing brightness, and razor-sharp visuals. What sets Samsung apart is their Neo QLED and Mini LED technology. It delivers screens so bright you can watch clearly even in a sunlit room. Action movies and sports come alive with explosive colors, making you feel like you're in a stadium or a theater. Gamers love the high refresh rates and near-zero input lag. But that brilliance comes with a few scratches. Samsung is notorious for bloatware, pre-installed apps you can't remove, cluttering the interface. Worse, many customers complain that after spending nearly $2,000 on a premium TV, the home screen bombards them with ads for insurance, random movies, or services they don't care about. It's frustrating to feel like you're a double customer, paying for the TV and then paying with your attention for ads. On top of that, Samsung's software updates can be annoying. Some updates change settings or even disrupt features that were working fine before. For a brand of this stature, these issues chip away at the experience unnecessarily. Samsung is a fantastic choice if you want cutting-edge tech, vibrant colors, and sleek design. But if you dislike clutter or hate ads on your pricey TV, you'll need to think twice. 1. LG. If you had to pick one TV brand to define premium in 2025, LG is nearly impossible to overlook. While other brands race to show off new tech or flashy marketing, LG quietly focuses on what matters most: display quality. And they've nailed it. So much so that experts and users alike agree, want the best picture? Go with LG OLED. The brand's standout feature is its self-lit OLED technology. Unlike LCD or QLED, which rely on backlighting, each pixel on an LG OLED turns on and off independently, delivering perfect blacks and stunning contrast. Beyond that, LG caters to gamers. Their latest models support HDMI 2.1, 120 Hz refresh rates, and ultra-low input lag, perfect for next-gen consoles. For anyone craving flawless motion in every frame, LG is a dream come true. Another plus is the WebOS platform. Smooth, user-friendly, and light on intrusive ads. There's no feeling of being forced to watch random content on a TV that costs thousands, unlike some competitors. The interface is clear, the app library is vast, and it's friendly for everyone from seniors to kids. Of course, LG isn't absolutely perfect. The risk of burn-in, image retention from static displays, still exists, though it's been greatly reduced. Also, the price of their premium OLED models might make you hesitate before pulling out your wallet. But for those who prioritize picture quality above all, it's a worthy investment. Every TV brand has its strengths and weaknesses. Insignia, RCA, or Vizio may be cheap but wear out quickly. TCL and Hisense are rising with high-end tech at affordable prices. Sony holds strong with image quality, while Samsung shines with vibrant tech but comes with pesky ads. LG remains the OLED king. The key isn't picking the flashiest option. It's finding the TV that fits your needs, budget, and long-term peace of mind. Anything you'd like to add? Drop a comment below.